Good morning, students, and welcome to the next academic year of your classes. So now you have moved to the 7th standard from your 6th standard, and my name is Karthik. I'll be teaching you your social studies for your 7th standard, that is history, geography, and social and political life. These are the subjects which will be covered under your social science. So the first lesson which is there in your social science is about your environment. Now, once you hear this word, the environment, I know it's very easy for you to think that this is not something new which we are learning. We have already learned about our environment in the previous classes. We have learned about different parts of our environment. We have learned about the things that make up our environment, and we know what our environment is. But this time, for your 7th standard, we'll be taking a different turn. We'll be doing things differently. We'll be being more active in learning about the environment. We will learn the different components of your environment in a different way altogether, by way of activities wherein you will participate. I will show you how to participate. I will show you the things that you can do to make your own studies a much more entertaining and a much more lively matter, in a way where it will occupy your mind. And in this entire process of having fun, you will also learn many things in this process, and you will come out with a very clear picture, a very clear idea about the topic that you have studied. So when we talk about this word, the environment, you just look outside your window. Right now, I'm assuming you're all sitting at home. Just look outside your window. Whatever you see outside, your immediate surroundings, the people around you, the things around us, the shops, the buildings, the trees, the plants, the small pond which is there outside, the insects, all these things together, the soil, the rain which falls on that soil, all these things together form what we know as our environment. And in this environment, there's a very characteristic feature of our environment which we call as our ecosystem. So now, to understand our ecosystem, we are going to have a bit of an activity which you will understand about the ecosystem. The screen that you see in front of you, it is about something which you have learned in your earlier classes also. It's about a food chain. We see that the flower producer, you see that the caterpillar eats those flowers, the frog is going to eat that caterpillar, the snake is going to eat the frog, and the snake might get attacked by an owl, which is a predator, an apex predator, the end predator. This is the food chain that you have over here. And again, from the owl, the droppings of the owl, the manure that it leaves behind, will be something which is used by the flower for producing more. So, in this way, this food chain that you have in front of you, this is a nice drawing representation which is there in front of you. So, what I want you to do is you will create your own food chain. There are many different examples, different ideas of food chains that you get. And in this entire way of making a food chain, use your own examples which you see outside, create your own examples which you see outside, use your imagination, and I want you to draw a food chain in your books. You can also use bigger papers, you can use chart papers, but create a food chain. And this is going to be a form of an activity, art integrated activity, because you can express yourselves over here. You get to express the details, you get to express the art, the drawing. You can also make a sort of a story. A very beautiful way of understanding things is making your own story for understanding this. I'll give you an example. Now, see over here the flower sitting very quietly, enjoying the beautiful sunshine. And along comes a caterpillar walking around and sees, oh my God, what a wonderful pink, purple colored flower. Looks very attractive. And I'm very hungry. So I think I will go and have a bite from this flower and fill my stomach. Yes, munch, munch, munch. Very tasty flower. Along comes hopping behind this frog and says, man, afternoon time, I'm really hungry over here. What do I do? And he sees this nice, fat, juicy caterpillar walking around. and it goes near the caterpillar and yes, this is my lunch, and chop, jumps on that caterpillar and consumes it, has a nice hearty fulfilled lunch. And then after the frog comes the snake. And he's saying, "Zzz, afternoon time, I'm really hungry. What do I have for lunch today? Oh my god, a nice big juicy frog jumping around. Yes, this is my lunch." And it jumps, attacks the frog, and has that entire frog for its lunch. At the same time, flying around is this owl. It sees the snake and says, "Yes, very tasty indeed. This is going to be my lunch for today." So, this entire process of the food chain, by me narrating a story to you, with dialogues and all that, it has become quite interesting, I feel, right? So, in the same way, what I want you to do is make your own food chain, do a lot of coloring. You can use about half a chart paper, or even a A4 size of sheet also is really good enough. Take that and make it colorful. Have your own kind of food chain. You can have a food chain with different animals, different predators, different kinds of insects. You can draw a food chain even inside a pond, inside a lake, wherever you want. So in this process of this food chain, we come to know that the flower is the producer, and from the producer it goes to the consumer, which is a caterpillar. Then the second level of the consumer, that is the frog. The next level of consumer, that is the snake. And then the ultimate consumer, that is the owl. So we have an entire process over here where the flower has actually ended up inside the owl in the form of food, but not directly, through an indirect food chain. And this food chain is a very basic rule of our earth. So, as of now, what we are going to do is take out your papers, take out your coloring books, take out your sketch pens, watercolors, whatever you have. Draw the things that is there inside your mind and make a beautiful, colorful food chain. Any kind of animals you want to represent, you can use over here. And you can also narrate a story with dialogues, what the flower is talking, what the caterpillar is talking, or what any other animal or insect that you are going to use is talking, and make a sort of small story about this food chain. I will post this activity in the school app. You can see it for your own, the activity, the wordings that about the activity that you can use, and make it nice, artful, and colorful, so that you have a nice, good understanding of this food chain. Next, what we have in front of us over here is the domains of the earth, which you have already learnt in your previous class. In the sixth standard, we have the hydrosphere, that is the domain of water, the lithosphere, that's the domain of land, and then we have the atmosphere, that is the domain of air. And when all these three domains they come together, the place where they meet and they interact is what we call as our biosphere. So the biosphere is actually the domain of life, where life exists, where you and I live and have a nice, happy, jolly time. In fact, a kind of biosphere, the domains of the earth, that also you can make in the form of a chart, a very colorful chart. You can, show the fish living in the hydrosphere. You can show the animals walking on land, the plants and trees growing on land in the lithosphere. You can show the birds flying in the atmosphere, and all these things, coming together to form the biosphere. This also you can do in the form of an activity. You can draw your own, you can color your own, you can write your own descriptions next to them, and make it a very nice, beautiful, colorful activity. So I'll be posting this also in the group, in the app, for you to understand what kind of art integrated activity you'll be doing. You'll be doing a food chain, you'll be doing a biosphere, wherein you will understand how an ecosystem works, and you will also understand how the biosphere around us works. So that's it for now. We'll be posting one more video, two more videos, in fact, about this lesson, wherein more activities will come along, more interaction will be there, and you will get a very fine and firm understanding of this lesson for yourself. Okay, so that's it for today. Have a nice day, and please stay safe.